Everyone, welcome back. Tackling the inevitable phase of life every woman will face, menopause. Tonight at 10, right here on Channel 8, you can watch an Oprah Winfrey special, The Menopause Revolution, where you'll hear from medical experts, special guests, and women from all walks of life. And joining us here on CT Buzz to talk more about menopause, women's health, ahead of tonight's special, we are joined live by Dr. Amy Johnson from Hartford HealthCare. Dr. Johnson, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Very timely, and I know you say there's a lot of misinformation out there about menopause.
Yes, so, fortunately, menopause is definitely having its moment. We are talking more about menopause. We are doing more to treat menopause. There's a whole host of new research that has come out. But unfortunately, along with that can also be a pretty dramatic rise in what we're seeing on social media and marketing-wise. And so we do want to make sure that patients are not only well educated, but precautious about where they are getting their sources from.
That's very important to know. So what would you like people today to know about menopause? I know there are a number of stages that women go through, and each stage is different.
Absolutely. So although every woman will go through menopause, it's not the same for every patient. And many patients will require treatment, whether that's hormonal or non-hormonal, and many other patients may not require treatment. It's really important to partner with your healthcare provider and lean into resources like the American College of OBGYNs, the Menopause Society, to really help you find a provider who specializes in menopause care and can work through those myths and also what's appropriate research versus what's not appropriate research out there.
Great tips. And now, just as a basic rule of thumb, any signs, symptoms for women maybe watching that they're beginning their menopause journey?
Absolutely. So typically that journey begins with perimenopause, which is the many years leading up to menopause or the absence of a period. And those symptoms can start as early as your late 30s. So things like hot flashes, night sweats, increase in anxiety, fatigue, brain fog. There's a whole host of different symptoms that we are learning about that can affect people in very different ways.
Okay, so always best, as you mentioned, to go see your doctor, but that's great to know before you get to that point. Now, Hartford HealthCare has a number of resources for women going through menopause. Talk to us about some of those.
Absolutely. So we're very fortunate that we have a growing list of not only wonderful OBGYN providers, but also OBGYN providers who've gone on and received certification in menopause as a specialty. You can either learn about those providers through our Hartford HealthCare websites, or many of us are also listed on the Menopause Society or menopause.org.
Great.
Website.
And you mentioned, as the special tonight, that awareness is increasing for menopause. A lot of people on social media as well. Do you feel that this is important?
Incredibly important. So about 20 years ago, there was a big study that was very detrimental in how we treated patients for menopause. And it really led to many providers advising against treatment. And much has changed, particularly over the past 5 years, and we're really moving back towards treatment, but much safer treatments. That being said, all treatments can have potential side effects and risks, so it's important that you talk to your provider about what treatment might be right for you and what those pros and cons of treatment can be.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Amy Johnson from Hartford HealthCare, thanks so much for stopping by, teaching us a bit more about menopause. And again, an Oprah Winfrey special, The Menopause Revolution, is airing tonight right here on Channel 8. That is at 10 p.m. We will have all the details for you on WTNH.com.